So when I went into the university and started, so I came from, 12 years as a homeopath and went into university in the world of science in the Faculty of Medicine. I thought it was all going to be really well organised, and when people used terms that the words would be correct, everything would be there'd be no over-duplication of effort, communication would be clear and succinct, and answers would be obvious, money would be used efficiently. It's a right bleeding mess in there. But trials is seen as the underpin. It's seen as the pinnacle of science, so there are 160 randomised controlled trials, at least, published since 1945 of homeopathy. And when I started my PhD, there was a huge argument beginning about what these trials meant. And with one group of people saying this proves that homeopathy works, and this lot saying this proves that homeopathy doesn't work, and I thought, well, I want to find out what do they mean. So I've always had this image of those trials of being like in a big vat, and I stick my head inside the vat and think, well, what do these trials mean? And in order to understand what they mean, I've had to actually take them all out and deconstruct trials, and then I've also had to deconstruct non-homeopathy trials and see what they're made of. So like a kid with a toy, really. And so I ended up getting some expertise on clinical trials, and then I ended up had a fantastic supervisor, Professor John Nicol, and together we co-created a new type of very practical randomised controlled trial design. So that was the principal output from my PhD. I piloted it in a randomised controlled trial of treatment by a homeopath for women with menopausal hot flushes, which was my clinical expertise in homeopathy. And then this design was published. We got it published in the BMJ, and then the pilot of the design got published in Contemporary Clinical Trials as well. And then after that, I seem to have a career as a researcher designing clinical trials, which is fab.